Yeah. Okay. So, Gab, you wanted to give a shout out today. You said you wanted to give a shout out. Who are you shouting out to you to?
All right, he may not be here, but he's in our thoughts. Shout out, he's in our thoughts and our hearts. Shout out to Jack Jungger, my boy.
Is that, should we call him JJ? J Joe. J Jill. Gel. Like Jellinger. Like Gel. Like J Gel. Shout out to J Gel. Well, gel isn't like gel for my hair, right? Okay. All right. Got it. Whatever. Okay. So what's different about today is we've got a number in front. So you've got 2x squared minus 15x minus 8. Now you cannot simply look at the negative 8 and say what two numbers multiply negative 8 to add a negative 15. So you got two options, and I'm going to show you three examples of it today. You can use guess and check or the AC method, and you get to choose which option you like better. So if I have 2x squared, everybody knows I'm going to have 2x and x. But what after that? I either got negative 8 and 1, or negative 1 and 8, or negative 4 and 2, or negative 2 and 4. Can somebody guess how it's going to go? We've got a plus 1 and a minus 8 for a guess. Now, the only way that we can check and verify that that's correct is we look at the inside. That gives us 1x. And we look at the outside. That gives us negative 16x. When we add that together, we get negative 15x. So Campbell is correct. That is the correct factoring. Now, suppose that you didn't come up with that right away. What's another way to do it? It's called the AC method. We call it AC because we take A and we multiply it by C. So what's 2 times negative 8? Kidnap method? I don't know. I I I promise. I, oh, new page. Okay. So does that factor? What does it factor to? Minus 16 and plus 1, right? Okay. Is everybody with me so far? So then this is what we do from there. What number did we get rid of? So throw the 2 back on. Exactly. I know. That's what we're gonna do a couple times, but just the first time you see it, you might not like it. Trust me, we do it a couple other times, you'll be like, okay, that's good. Is there a common factor between 2 and 1? No, so we leave it alone. 2x plus 1. Is there a common factor between 2 and 16? What is it? 2. So take it out. See what we got? The same thing. So you've got options. Okay, you can choose what you want. So let's look at the guess and check again. We got 8x squared minus 10x plus 3. I can choose 8x and x. I can choose 4x and 2x. What do you guys want to choose? Okay, we'll try the 4x and the 2x. Now I can do 1 and 3 or negative 1 and negative 3. How do you want to? So a negative 1 and a negative 3, like that. So let's try it. So let's try it though. We get negative 2x and we get negative 12x. Does that work? No, I get negative 14. So so Elijah said, you know what? Switch that. Instead of a minus 1 to a minus 3, instead of minus 3 to a minus 1. Okay, so now that's a negative 6x, and that's a negative 4x. Does that work? Yeah, so 4x minus 3 times 2x minus 1. So guess and check does work, and I like guess and check. I use it most of the time. But watch what happens if we do the AC method. We take A and multiply it by C. You get x squared minus 10x, then what? Plus 24. Does that factor to what? X minus 4 and x minus 6. What number did you get rid of? 8. Throw the 8 back on. What's the greatest common factor between 8 and 4? Take it out and you get? What's the greatest common factor between 8 and 6? Take it out and you get? You try the last one on your own, and you can try the AC method or the guess and check method. I don't care. Try this one on your own. Go. For those of you who are setting up the AC method here, hopefully you start with x squared minus 25x minus 54. What's tough to see is your factors here. A lot of people come up with 9 and 6. 27 and 2 work as well. And so we want to go minus 27 and plus 2. Because that's going to make negative 25. So it's tough to come up with that 25. What number do I put back in? 6. What's the common factor among 6 and 27? Take it out, and you're left with 2x minus 9. Common factor among 6 and 2. Take out the 2, and you're left with 3x plus 1. So that would be the correct factorization. Opportunities. When you are factoring, so we talk about different methods. Now we're putting all 4 methods really together, and we start here. It always starts with look for the greatest common factor. Is there a greatest common factor? What? Take it out, you're left with x squared minus 9. The next question is, does that factor? Yes. Difference of 2 squares factors 2. X plus 3, x minus 3. We're done. But we always begin with that first question. Is there a greatest common factor for number 2? No. Is it the difference of 2 squares? No. It's just a trinomial. So how do I start out? X and x. What are the 2 numbers that multiply to negative 28 but add to negative 3? 2 numbers that multiply to negative 28 but add to negative 3. Negative 7, positive 4. Is there a greatest common factor for number 3? No, there's not. Would you like to use the AC method or guess and check? Take the 2, multiply it by the 5. X squared plus 11x plus 10. I hear Colby saying x plus 10 and x plus 1. Now what, Colby? Throw the 2 back on there. Is there a common factor among 2 and 1? No, so you leave 2x plus 1. Common factor among 2x and 10? X plus 5. We're going to do 3 more on the front. We'll let you go. We're going to go 4, 5, and 6. Common factor for number 4. 10x. Take out the 10 and the x. Left with? Good. Does x squared minus 2x plus 1 factor to what? X minus 1 times x minus 1. If you wanted to, you could leave it as 10x times x minus 1 quantity squared as well. Is there a common factor for number 5? Take out t. What are you left with? 1 minus t squared. Does 1 minus t squared factor? 1 minus t, 1 plus t. Last example, then we'll let you work. What about number 6? Where to even begin? Leslie sees it. It's the difference of 2 squares. But look, as I factor the difference of 2 squares, what do you notice about that? That is also the difference of 2 squares. AB minus 2, AB plus 2. The sum of 2 squares never factors. Those are 6 examples I want you to see. You have level 1, or level 2, or level 3. If you're going to level 3, change C to 94 there. And change G to 81 on the end there. Those are 2 problems I wrote incorrectly. But the answer key is finished. It is right here. Please make sure that you check your level when you complete the level and then move on to your next one. I'm going to come around and help anybody who needs some help.